Good morning, everyone. I want to ask you something. How often do you wake up and feel stuck in the same routine, living out the same emotions, thinking the same thoughts, and expecting a different future? The truth is, most people wake up and immediately connect to their past. They reach for their phone, check their messages, remember who they are, and reinforce the same patterns that have kept them exactly where they are. But winners don't wake up and remember their past. They wake up and create their future. Most people wake up every morning and immediately step into their past. They reach for their phone, check their messages, scroll through social media, and remind themselves of who they were yesterday. Their brain instantly reconnects to the same thoughts, emotions, and behaviors they've been repeating for years. They wake up as their past instead of waking up for their future. But winners, true achievers, don't live this way. They don't let their past dictate who they are. Instead, they wake up every day with a vision, a sense of purpose, and a deep commitment to creating their future, not just reliving what has already been. They understand that if they keep thinking and acting the same way they always have, they will keep getting the same results. So they make a conscious choice to break free from the cycle of repetition. Your mind is like a record player, constantly replaying familiar thoughts, emotions, and actions. If you don't take control of what's being played, your subconscious will default to what it knows, your past experiences, your old beliefs, and the same daily patterns that keep you in the same reality. The problem is that many people wait for their external environment to change before they decide to feel differently. They wait for success before they believe they are successful. They wait for motivation before they take action. They wait for the right moment, the right opportunity, or the right circumstances to show up before they start living the life they want. But winners think differently. They don't wait for the outside world to change before they do. Instead, they take control of their internal world. They wake up every day and ask themselves, who do I want to become today? They set a clear intention for how they will think, act, and feel, regardless of what happened yesterday. They refuse to let their past control their present. Imagine two people waking up in the morning. The first person wakes up, immediately remembers their struggles, feels unmotivated, and starts their day on autopilot, repeating the same habits, thinking the same negative thoughts, and reinforcing the same emotional patterns. This person is not creating their future, they are recycling their past. The second person, however, wakes up and takes a different approach. Before reaching for their phone or getting lost in distractions, they take a deep breath and set an intention. They remind themselves that today is a new day, a new opportunity to step into the person they want to become. They visualize their goals, feel the emotions of success before it happens, and condition their mind to expect greatness. This difference in mindset is what separates winners from the rest. Winners know that their future is not something they find, it's something they create. The key is understanding that your thoughts and emotions are powerful tools for shaping your reality. When you start your day with the same thoughts and emotions from the past, you are essentially telling your brain to repeat the same experiences. But when you intentionally shift your focus to what you want instead of what has been, you begin to rewire your brain for a new future. Neurologically, every thought you think creates a neural pathway in your brain. The more you repeat the same thought, the stronger that neural pathway becomes, making it easier for your brain to default to that way of thinking. This is why most people feel stuck, because they've spent years reinforcing the same thought patterns that keep them in the same reality. But the good news is that the brain is neuroplastic, meaning it can change. You can rewire your brain for success by consistently choosing thoughts that align with the future you want rather than the past you've been living in. This is exactly what high achievers do. They condition their minds every single day. They don't wake up and let life happen to them. They create their life by thinking greater than their current circumstances. Even when they don't feel motivated, even when challenges arise, even when things aren't going their way, they continue to push forward because they understand that their external reality is a direct reflection of their internal state. Think about the most successful people in the world, whether it's elite athletes, world-changing entrepreneurs, or influential leaders. They all have one thing in common. They decide who they are going to be every day, regardless of their past. They don't allow their failures to define them. They don't let setbacks keep them from moving forward. Instead, they take full responsibility for their thoughts, emotions, and actions, knowing that each decision they make is shaping their future. If you want to start living like a winner, you have to break free from the habit of reliving your past every morning. You have to make a conscious decision to wake up with intention, to think differently, and to act in alignment with your goals. You must train your brain to expect success before it happens, to feel gratitude before receiving, and to believe in your potential before the world validates it. Your future is not something you passively wait for, it's something you actively create. So starting today, don't wake up and remember your past. Wake up and think like the person you are becoming, not the person you were yesterday. When you make this shift, you'll start seeing your life transform in ways you never imagined. Your mind is one of the most powerful tools you have, but most people don't know how to use it to their advantage. Instead, they allow their emotions to dictate their actions. They wait until they feel like doing something before they take action. But winners, those who achieve greatness, understand that if you wait until you feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. They train their minds to think greater than they feel. The reality is your body and mind are wired for comfort. The moment you step into discomfort, your brain starts signaling thoughts like, I'm tired, I don't feel like it, or maybe I should do this later. And this is where most people stop. They let their emotions decide their future. But emotions are just feedback from your past experiences. If you keep acting based on how you feel in the moment, you will never grow beyond your current circumstances. Think about this. When you wake up early in the morning and your alarm goes off, what's the first thought that comes to your mind? Maybe just 5 more minutes. That's your subconscious trying to pull you back into comfort. Your body is used to being in control, and it will try to convince you to stay the same. But if you listen to that voice, you're reinforcing the habit of staying in your comfort zone. Winners don't listen to that voice. They have conditioned their minds to override those automatic thoughts. They don't negotiate with themselves. They don't wait for motivation to show up. Instead, they push through resistance because they understand that action creates momentum and momentum creates success. Your brain is constantly taking in information and looking for patterns. If you repeatedly give in to the thought that says, I'll do it later, your brain strengthens that neural pathway. It becomes easier and easier to delay action every time. But if you start overriding that impulse, if you get up despite feeling tired, if you show up despite not being in the mood, your brain starts rewiring itself for discipline and resilience. The more you train yourself to act regardless of how you feel, the more natural it becomes. This is what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. The winners of life have mastered the ability to act before they feel ready. They have learned how to move forward despite the fear, despite the doubt, and despite the discomfort. They train themselves to take action whether they feel like it or not, because they understand that waiting for the right moment is just an excuse. Imagine an athlete training for a championship. Do you think they wake up every day feeling excited to train? Of course not. There are days when they feel exhausted, days when their body aches, days when their mind tells them to take it easy. But they train anyway. Why? Because they are not making decisions based on how they feel. They are making decisions based on who they want to become. The same principle applies to any area of life. If you want to succeed, you must learn to push through your emotions and act according to your goals, not your feelings. You must become the kind of person who does what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. One of the most powerful ways to train yourself in this mindset is through visualization. Your brain doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and something actually experienced. If you start each day by visualizing yourself as someone who takes massive action, who is disciplined, who shows up even when it's hard, your brain starts rewiring itself to believe that's who you are. And when you believe you are that kind of person, you start acting like it. But belief alone is not enough. You have to back it up with action. When you push yourself beyond your feelings and prove to yourself that you can do hard things, your confidence grows. You start to trust yourself. You realize that you are in control, not your emotions. Think about the moments when you pushed through resistance in the past, when you didn't feel like working out but did it anyway, when you didn't feel like making that phone call but pushed through, when you didn't feel like studying but showed up. How did you feel afterward? You felt accomplished, strong, proud. That's because every time you override your emotions and take action, you reinforce the belief that you can do it. Now, imagine what would happen if you applied that mindset to every area of your life. Imagine if you no longer waited for motivation, but instead built the habit of taking action no matter what. Your productivity would skyrocket, your confidence would increase, your life would transform. Winners don't think in terms of how they feel in the moment, they think in terms of who they want to become. They train their minds every single day to push past resistance, to ignore the excuses, and to take control of their future. And if you want to achieve greatness, you must do the same. So the next time your mind tells you to wait, to take it easy, to put it off, don't listen. Train your mind to think greater than you feel. Take action, push forward, because that is what winners do. Most people live their entire lives trapped in the familiar. They wake up every morning and follow the same routine, think the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, and repeat the same behaviors as the day before. Over time, this repetition creates a life that looks the same year after year. Their brain, wired by past experiences, resists change and gravitates toward what it already knows. But the truth is, if you want to grow, if you want to evolve into the highest version of yourself, you must be willing to step into the unknown. The unknown is uncomfortable, it's unpredictable, it's the space where your mind wants to panic, where fear tries to take over, where doubt creeps in. This is why most people avoid it at all costs. They would rather stay in a life they dislike than face the discomfort of uncertainty. But winners, the people who create extraordinary lives, operate differently. They understand that the unknown is where transformation happens. They know that everything they desire, growth, success, fulfillment, exists outside of what is familiar. Your brain is wired for survival, not for success. Its primary job is to keep you safe, and safety means sticking with what is known. This is why every time you try to do something new, start a business, pursue a passion, step onto a bigger stage, your mind floods you with fear-based thoughts. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if this doesn't work out? These thoughts are not truth. They are simply your brain trying to protect you from the unknown. But here's the paradox. Everything you want is in the unknown. If you keep repeating what you've always done, you will keep getting what you've always had. The only way to create something new in your life is to step into unfamiliar territory and trust the process. Think about the most successful people in the world, those who have built empires, revolutionized industries, and broken records. None of them had a blueprint for success when they started. They didn't have a guarantee that things would work out. They had to take a leap of faith. They had to move forward without knowing exactly how it would unfold. And that's what separates them from everyone else. While others waited for certainty, they embraced uncertainty. When you step into the unknown, you are forcing your brain to adapt, to grow, to create new neural connections. Science shows that when we engage in new experiences, our brain strengthens its ability to learn and evolve. This is why high performers consistently put themselves in situations that stretch them. They don't wait to feel ready, they take action and figure it out along the way. Most people fear the unknown because they associate it with risk and failure. But what if you started associating it with possibility? What if instead of seeing uncertainty as something to avoid, you saw it as an opportunity to become someone greater? The truth is, you will never feel fully prepared for the next level of your life. There will never be a perfect moment where all the fear disappears. The key is to move forward despite the fear, to trust that everything you need will reveal itself along the way. Your comfort zone is not where growth happens, it's where potential goes to die. If you stay in the known, you will never know what you are truly capable of. But when you take the leap, when you push yourself beyond your limits, you unlock abilities, strengths, and resilience you never knew you had. The first time you step into the unknown, it will feel uncomfortable. Your mind will resist. You will question whether you're doing the right thing. But if you stay consistent, if you keep moving forward despite the uncertainty, you will start to build a new identity, one that is not controlled by fear, but empowered by possibility. The unknown is not your enemy, it is your greatest ally. It is the gateway to everything you have ever dreamed of, but you must be willing to take the first step before you can see the path ahead. Trust that you are capable. Trust that the pieces will come together. Trust that stepping into the unknown is the only way to create a future greater than your past. The next time fear tries to keep you in the known, remember this: the life you want is on the other side of uncertainty. Step forward with courage, embrace the unknown, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined. If you want to achieve anything great in life, you must understand that your future is not something that just happens to you, it's something you must create. Too often, people sit back and wait for the right time, the perfect moment when everything aligns. They wait for the external world to shift, for the right opportunity, or for some sign to show them the way. But what they don't realize is that the future is already within them. The person you want to become, the success you want to achieve, the life you want to live, all of it exists inside you right now. The key to unlocking it is to start acting today as the person you aspire to be. Many people believe they need to wait for their circumstances to change before they can change. They believe they need more money, more experience, more education, or more connections before they can take the next step. But this mindset keeps them stuck. It keeps them waiting, hoping, and wishing for a future that never seems to come. They become trapped in a cycle of inaction, letting fear, doubt, or comfort hold them back. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. The only moment that exists is right now. The time to become the person you want to be is now. You have everything you need to begin creating the life you desire. You may not have all the resources, all the answers, or all the knowledge, but you have something far more powerful: the ability to decide. The decision to act, to move forward, to step into the person you want to become today is the most important choice you can make. Once you decide to act as if you are already the person you aspire to be, your mind and body will start to align with that new identity. Think about it. Every person who has achieved greatness, every person who has broken through barriers, every person who has created extraordinary results in their life started by acting like the future version of themselves long before they saw the results. They didn't wait until they were fully qualified or fully ready. They stepped into their future selves, embraced the identity of success, and took action. They visualized themselves as the person they wanted to become, and then acted as if that was already their reality. The brain doesn't know the difference between vividly imagined experiences and real ones. If you start to see yourself as someone who is successful, confident, and capable, your brain will start to rewire itself to match that image. This is the science behind manifestation and self-actualization. You don't need to wait until you've achieved success to become the person you want to be. Start acting like that person now. Let me ask you, what would the future version of you do today? How would they think? How would they feel? What would they focus on? Imagine waking up tomorrow and living as the person you want to become. What would your day look like? Would you be more confident? Would you take bold action? Would you prioritize your goals over distractions? Would you stay focused on the bigger picture and move through challenges with unwavering determination? Now take that version of yourself and bring it into today. Don't wait for the right moment. Don't wait for the perfect set of circumstances. Don't wait for your doubts and fears to disappear. The best time to act is now. By acting as the future you today, you are training your brain and body to align with the success you want to achieve. The moment you step into that version of yourself is the moment your life starts to change. The power of living as the person you want to be today is profound. The more you do it, the more your confidence grows. The more you take action, the more you start seeing results. The more you think like the person you want to become, the more opportunities will begin to show up in your life. Your future is not something that will happen to you. It's something that you will create through your actions, decisions, and mindset right now. Every time you choose to act like the future version of yourself, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving great things. And as you continue to make decisions from that place, your reality will start to shift. You'll stop waiting for permission, for validation, for the perfect set of circumstances, because you'll realize that everything you need is already within you. The future is not some distant dream. It is unfolding right now in every decision you make. So ask yourself, how are you acting today? Are you showing up as the person you want to become? Or are you letting your fears and doubts keep you in the same place? The key to creating your future is to begin acting like it's already here. So today, stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Start living as the person you want to be and watch how your future begins to unfold right before your eyes. The time to create your future is now. Your brain is a powerful tool. It is constantly evolving, adapting, and rewiring itself in response to your thoughts, actions, and experiences. Most people, however, don't realize just how much control they have over this process. They go through life allowing their old thoughts and beliefs to dictate their present reality. But winners know something different. They understand that they can change the course of their lives by intentionally rewiring their brains for success. Every time you think a thought, your brain creates a neural connection. These neural connections form the foundation of your beliefs, habits, and behaviors. If you constantly think about your limitations, your fears, or past failures, your brain strengthens those pathways. Over time, these thought patterns become ingrained in your subconscious mind. The more you think about something, the more it becomes a part of who you are. But the good news is your brain is neuroplastic. It has the ability to change. It can create new pathways, form new beliefs, and ultimately reprogram itself for success. Rewiring your brain isn't something that happens overnight, but it can be done. The process starts with awareness. First, you must become conscious of the thoughts you are thinking. Are they serving you or are they holding you back? Are they empowering or are they limiting? Most people go through life without ever questioning the thoughts that pass through their minds. They simply accept them as truth. But you have the power to choose your thoughts. You have the power to decide what you want to believe about yourself and your future. The key to rewiring your brain is consistent practice. Just like physical exercise strengthens your muscles, mental exercise strengthens your mind. If you want to rewire your brain for success, you must begin thinking thoughts that align with the person you want to become. This means deliberately focusing on positive, empowering beliefs and repeating them consistently. The more you practice thinking like a winner, the more natural it will become. Over time, your brain will begin to shift and your reality will begin to change. This is where visualization plays a powerful role. When you visualize yourself as the person you want to become, you are essentially reprogramming your brain. The brain doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and something actually experienced. When you vividly imagine yourself achieving your goals, feeling confident, and living your ideal life, your brain begins to wire itself as if those things are already true. You are creating new neural pathways that align with the version of yourself you desire to become. But visualization alone isn't enough. To truly rewire your brain, you must take action that matches your vision. You must start living as the person you want to be, not just in your mind, but in your daily actions. If you want to be more confident, start acting with confidence today. If you want to be more successful, start making the decisions and taking the actions that successful people take. Your brain will begin to align with your actions. The more you behave in ways that align with your goals, the more your brain will form new connections that support your new identity. It's important to remember that this process doesn't require perfection. You don't need to have everything figured out, and you don't need to be flawless in your execution. The key is consistency. The more consistent you are in thinking and acting like the person you want to become, the quicker your brain will adapt. Eventually, those new neural pathways will become your default thought patterns, and you will begin to see the world through a new lens, one that is full of possibility and potential. Another powerful tool in rewiring your brain is gratitude. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your brain's focus from lack to abundance. Gratitude activates the brain's reward center, reinforcing positive emotions and creating new neural pathways that are aligned with happiness and success. When you cultivate a daily gratitude practice, you are essentially training your brain to look for the good in your life, which in turn brings more good things into your experience. Rewiring your brain also requires you to let go of old limiting beliefs. Many people hold on to beliefs from their past that no longer serve them. They believe they're not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable of achieving their goals. These beliefs were likely formed based on past experiences or negative conditioning, but they don't have to define your future. To rewire your brain for success, you must challenge these old beliefs and replace them with new, empowering ones. Instead of saying, I can't do this, start saying, I am capable and I will find a way. Instead of saying, I don't deserve success, start saying, I am worthy of everything I desire. The process of rewiring your brain for success takes time, but it is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. Every time you choose a new thought, every time you act in alignment with your vision, you are sending a message to your brain that your old patterns no longer serve you. Over time, your brain will change and your life will begin to reflect the new version of yourself. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become, and soon enough, the person you once dreamed of being will become the person you are living as every day. Your brain will no longer be working against you. It will be working for you, supporting your success and guiding you toward the life you truly deserve. One of the most powerful principles you can learn in life is that your potential is limitless. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself, often unconsciously. Too many people accept mediocrity as the standard because they fail to recognize the immense potential within them. They are held back by fear, self-doubt, and the belief that they are not capable of achieving great things. But winners understand that potential isn't something you have to find. It's something that you tap into by pushing yourself beyond your current boundaries. To unlock your potential, you first have to realize that growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Comfort is the enemy of progress. If you stay in the same place, thinking the same thoughts, doing the same things, you will always stay the same. Your potential will remain dormant, unfulfilled, because you are not pushing yourself to grow. Growth requires you to take risks, to stretch beyond what you think is possible, to face the discomfort of uncertainty. It's easy to stay in the known. The known is predictable, it's safe, it feels comfortable, and your mind likes comfort because it feels secure. But the truth is, comfort is where dreams go to die. When you avoid stepping out of your comfort zone, you are choosing a life of stagnation, a life where your potential never truly gets the chance to unfold. But when you take that leap, when you choose to push yourself beyond the boundaries you've set, you give yourself the opportunity to grow in ways you never imagined. Think about the last time you faced a challenge that seemed too big to overcome. Maybe it was a project at work, a personal goal, or something you've always dreamed of achieving. The moment you decided to push through the fear and take action was the moment your potential started to expand. You didn't know how it would work out, but you took the first step anyway. And in doing so, you unlocked a new level of growth that you couldn't have reached by staying comfortable. This is how you tap into your potential, by constantly stretching yourself, by constantly taking risks, by constantly embracing discomfort. When you push yourself beyond your limits, you activate new neural pathways in your brain. These pathways are what allow you to access the abilities and strengths that you didn't even know you had. The more you stretch yourself, the more your mind and body adapt to new challenges, and the more potential you unlock. But growth doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, patience, and consistent effort. It requires you to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is where most people give up. They try to push beyond their comfort zone once or twice and don't see immediate results, so they fall back into old habits. But those who succeed, those who tap into their true potential, understand that growth is a process. It's not about instant gratification. It's about consistency and perseverance. When you push yourself beyond your current limitations, you're not just changing your circumstances, you're changing who you are. You are becoming someone who believes in their own potential. Every time you take action despite fear, every time you push yourself through the discomfort, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. This belief becomes the foundation of your future success. But here's the thing. Most people don't push themselves because they're afraid of failure. They're afraid of not being good enough, of not being able to handle the challenge. But failure is not the enemy. It's part of the process. Every successful person has failed countless times, but what sets them apart is their ability to learn from failure and keep moving forward. They don't let setbacks define them, they let them refine them. They use failure as fuel to push even harder, to become even better. Imagine if you embraced failure as a stepping stone to success. What if you saw every obstacle as an opportunity to learn and grow? What if you knew that failure was not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign that you're pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone and expanding your potential? If you can shift your perspective on failure, you'll unlock an entirely new level of growth. The key to tapping into your limitless potential is to keep pushing yourself even when it feels hard, even when you're not sure how things will work out. The more you push, the more you'll realize that the limits you thought existed were simply illusions created by your own mind. You are capable of achieving far more than you ever thought possible, but you can only do so by stepping into the unknown, by embracing discomfort, and by pushing yourself beyond the boundaries of what you think you're capable of. You are limitless. Your potential is vast, and it's waiting to be unlocked. The only thing standing between you and your greatest achievements is the willingness to push yourself. So the next time you're faced with a challenge, don't shy away from it. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Step forward, push yourself, and watch as you tap into the limitless potential within you. Success is not a matter of luck, chance, or waiting for the right moment. Success is a decision, a choice that you make every single day. Too often, people sit back and wait for life to hand them success, hoping that one day everything will align perfectly and they will be able to achieve their goals. But the truth is, success is something you must create through consistent effort, dedication, and a clear vision of what you want. It is the result of the choices you make and the actions you take each and every day. The most successful people in the world didn't become successful by waiting for things to fall into place. They didn't get lucky. They didn't sit around hoping that success would come to them. They made a conscious decision to take action. They made a decision to keep moving forward no matter what obstacles came their way. And this decision is what set them apart. Success is not for those who wait for the stars to align. Success is for those who take action, even when the stars are still out of sight. Every day you are faced with a series of choices. Every day you decide whether you are going to take action or wait for things to be perfect. Every day you decide whether you will push forward, even when it feels hard, or whether you will stay in your comfort zone and avoid the challenge. And every time you make the choice to take action, no matter how small, the more you build the momentum necessary to achieve your goals. The truth is, success is built on a series of small, consistent actions. It's not about taking one big leap or waiting for one massive opportunity to present itself. Success is built one step at a time, and each step you take gets you closer to where you want to be. Every decision you make, whether it's about your health, your career, your relationships, or your personal development, determines your path toward success. If you want to achieve anything in life, you must take responsibility for your choices. The power to create your success lies within you. This doesn't mean that everything will be easy. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt along the way, but the key to success is in your ability to push through those moments. When things get difficult, when you face obstacles, when it feels like the world is working against you, that's when success is truly forged. It's in these moments that your character is built. It's in these moments that you learn how resilient you truly are. You don't become successful by avoiding difficulty. You become successful by facing it head on and making the decision to continue moving forward no matter how tough things get. Every successful person has faced challenges. Every successful person has had moments where they thought about giving up. But what separates those who achieve success from those who don't is the decision to keep going when everything else says stop. When you decide to keep moving forward, you send a powerful message to your mind and body. I will not quit. I will not be stopped. I will keep going and I will succeed. This mindset is the foundation of success. The power of making a decision and sticking to it is immense. Once you make the decision to succeed, your entire life begins to shift. Your mind starts to look for ways to make your vision a reality. Your actions begin to align with your goals. You start to take steps towards success every day, and before you know it, you're moving closer to your dream. This doesn't happen overnight, but with each choice you make, with each action you take, you move one step closer to where you want to be. The key is to take consistent action. It's easy to get excited about something at the beginning, but true success comes from the discipline to keep showing up day after day. It's about building the habits and routines that support your goals, even when you don't feel like it, even when the excitement has worn off. Success is about doing the things that need to be done, even when you don't feel motivated. It's about showing up for yourself, even when you're tired, even when you'd rather take the easy way out. But here's the beauty of it. The more you take action, the more motivated you become. The more you take action, the more confident you feel in your ability to succeed. Every small step you take builds momentum, and eventually you reach a point where you can't stop yourself. Your desire to succeed becomes so strong that nothing can get in your way. The decision to succeed is the most powerful decision you can make. It's not something that happens once and then fades away. It's something you must commit to every day. It's about waking up with the mindset that today is another opportunity to move forward, another opportunity to make progress. And as you continue to make that decision day after day, success will no longer be a distant dream. It will be your reality. So today, make the decision to push yourself. Make the decision to take action. Make the decision to commit to your success. Success isn't something that happens to you. It's something that you create. And it all starts with the decision to take the first step, no matter how small, no matter how uncertain. Your success is in your hands. It's time to claim it.